In her eyes she sits in her bed alone, dreaming about her father she never knew. In her eyes she can sit alone under the window. In the thin window of her Civil War home, she is hearing in the streets the burning, the protesting, and the screaming all around. I asked my mother, has anything changed since 1969? Weren't you a flower child? She said I was a flower child, and like your dad was wild and so free. I said, what happened to him? He's living in Russia, he's part of the army, a sergeant. She said, no, a general. It was the Bolshevik War. I said, Mama, but it was something I had read about in history books. I don't recall him in that war, and I don't want to know anymore about wars and wars. I said, Mother, will I have to go to Russia if I can find him? My mother said, oh dear, don't go. Why? I packed my bags, I lied to her immediately. I boarded the plane. She thought I was insane. I said, don't worry, I've got a coat. And this big red hat, as a story with that too. I danced everywhere, so I felt safe entering the brothel. I knew it was okay, I knew Stu. Everyone knew Stu. And maybe you did too. I saw a tall man walking through the door. He pointed at me, but my back was to the door. I had this red hat on, and he said, the blonde, please. I looked at him, I said, oh no, Stu, you mustn't know, I know him too. He says, but he's the sergeant. He gets anything he wants, he's the sergeant. And he gets everything he wants. I looked him in the eyes when I turned around, and he said, Anna. I said, yes, Anna. He said, you're the girl from the beach. I recognize you. When I was, I think I was with your mother then in Coney Island, and you were selling those hot dogs, and you really haven't aged, have you? I'm your daughter. I am your daughter. The sergeant and I looked at each other for a long time. It was 3 days in the room we went through. 737 cups of tea. And he said he felt something when he first saw me. I said, why haven't you seen Mama in America? Why are you such a warmonger? Why haven't I read about you? He says I have a duty to uphold. He says I have a duty and I have to uphold. Look at you, you're scaring me. You're acting like your mommy. You're asking too many questions. Too many questions, my dear. Oh, I called Stu. I picked up my cigarette. I wasn't really smoking it. I asked Daddy if he knew. I said, do you ever miss Mama? She often thinks of you. He said, I never loved your mother. I never had to. I did birth 3 children and I gave her my name. I birthed 2 children and I gave her my name. And I said, that's so fucking insane. That's so fucking lame. And he looked at me, he slapped me across the eye. I didn't cry. I picked up my cigarette. I took the cigarette. I smashed it in his eye. He screamed that he would die. I said, look into my eyes, don't you know? I learned from you. I learned from you. You're in trouble. You're not a sergeant here. 'Cause I'm calling Stu. He knows